Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. Today it's a bit chilly, so I'm going to be wearing a hoodie under my bee suit. Today's going to be hopefully a bit of an easier day than last week, where I kept finding all sorts of pretty things and I got stung to hell. Last week I managed to get all my hives into a situation where I'm quite confident nothing bad is going to happen. There was some nucleus colonies that had grown too big for their boxes, so I've increased the size by putting them in a full-size hive. And there was some colonies that had swarmed or had killed the queen and had created some cells. So for those colonies that just have virgin queens running around, I don't need to inspect them this week. I'll probably inspect them next week, see if they've started laying or if they're in trouble or not. But other than that, I just need to prep the area for next week, where I'm going to be doing my queen rearing. So I'm going to be grafting some cells from my breeder queen and putting them in a queenless nucleus box. So hopefully one of these boxes over here is going to be really jam-packed with a lot of bees. But anyway, more on that next week. This week I'm just going to be going through them, just doing some normal inspections. If it starts raining, I may do some ground clearing and do some tidying of the ground at the other apiaries, because they're starting to look like jungles. But other than that, I'm going to get cracking. I've just seen some bees going into one of the empty nukes. I wonder if I've captured a swarm without knowing. Let's get my hood on, let's have a look. Right, got my hood on. Well, hang on a second. Let's not be silly buggers. Let's see if there's anything in here. I don't think there is, because the bees went in this nucleus colony here. Hello? Anyone in? Nope. No one in that one. I don't particularly need you at the moment, so get rid of you. Move you over here. So I've prepared all my nucleus boxes ready for queen rearing. This is what the queens are going to go in, and then hopefully those queens will produce lovely colonies that I can sell later on in the year, probably about July, August. So let's have a look. So there are some bees in here, but it's not a swarm. Oh, that's a shame. I thought that could have been interesting then. Never mind. Must have been some robber bees or some scout bees just checking it out in case they want to swarm. They've definitely been doing something though, as you can see from all the cappings here, I think. So that looks like it's this box here. Ah, okay. Yeah, so they must be robbing. They must have been robbing anyway. So you can tell robbing. So if you look at these cells here, these are really roughly torn up. So there must have been some honey or something like that here that I didn't realise, and they've just ripped into it. Can you see that? It's not nice and smooth like over here, where they've done it carefully. They've just torn into it because robbers are just trying to get in and out as quick as they can and take as much of the stores that are here. So okay, that's fine. I know what they are then. Right, so that was disappointing, but let's crack on with inspections. So last week these guys were fine. They weren't blowing up or anything like that. This is the one that the colony over here is the one that swarmed without me realising. Even though it was a tiny colony, it decided that it was big enough to swarm, so that's annoying. But this one here wasn't particularly big. It was just churning along, if I remember rightly. The queen didn't have an amazing laying pattern, so just keeping the colony going. What I'll do is when it comes to queen rearing, I'll probably get rid of the queen and give these guys a virgin queen. And then hopefully that virgin queen will come back, start laying, and then these guys will be a much stronger colony. So yeah, this is the one which had a really strange set comb. So if you look there, you'd think that was a capping. If I bust that open, all that they've done is they've gone through the other side for some reason. That was a weird one. But they've drawn that out a bit more, so that's interesting. That's good. So anyway, take that out, put it over here. So every week should really inspect your bees. I think you can get away with 2 weeks if you're very confident that they're not going to swarm or have any trouble. Like this one, I could probably have left it another week. So there's still eggs, so that's all right. Quick look for the queen. So every week, it's important to have a look, make sure there's eggs, which I can see there's some eggs here. And have a look at the cells and see if there's any disease. So when you see larvae, you want it to be nice and pearly, white, and curled up, segmented as well. I don't know if you can see that. As you can see, those larvae are nice, white, and pearly, and they are segmented. You can see the different segments. If you look closely, you can see that they're moving around as well. So there's them. Over here, you've got the eggs. You see the eggs there? And the cappings here. So this queen didn't have a really good laying pattern. If you look, it's kind of circular, but it's higgledy-piggledy, and there's lots of gaps in the middle. So it's not great. Something worrying as well is that there's some perforations on the caps. So let's see if you can see that. This is a perforation there. And you've got some bald brood here. So bald brood is when there's no cappings on the larvae as it's transforming into a full-size bee. There's one here as well. So that usually means that there's a high varroa load in here. It could also mean that it is a weak colony, which it is, and they are just struggling to keep up with the queen. That doesn't seem to be the issue. So this colony is quite small, but this queen's not particularly good. So I don't think that that's the issue with this. I think it is a high varroa load. So what I can do if I really wanted to is do some varroa controls. I'm just looking for the queen while I'm doing this. I can do some varroa controls, so some treatments. I might look into doing formic acid. Oh, there's the queen. Can you see her? There? No. Keep an eye on her, Greg. Don't let her go. So this queen was marked, but she's had the mark licked off. So I'm going to mark her again. So this colony is quite nice though, so they're not trying to sting me, they're not bothering me. Come on, down you go. Always be careful with these things that you don't squash the queen. The sponge should be good enough that you can pretty much push it flush with the bottom. And it shouldn't squash the queen because the sponge is so soft. But if you get her and she's like vertical like that and you push down, then you will squish her. So don't do that. So this marking cage is really good once you get the queen. So I've got her now, but it's a bit of a pain to do that. So this is last year's queen. I can see the red dot, or the remnants of the red dot. Can you see the remnants of the red dot there? Just around there. Just around there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little dot. This is pastel red. I find that pastel red is a bit easier to see. It looks like white on the camera actually. Find it a bit easier to see amongst the bees because it's a lighter colour. But yeah, so this queen, I'm just going to leave her here so she stays warm. Just can move around, and I'm just going to shake these bees off now. So during my normal inspections, when I'm going fast, I shake all the bees off, and it gives you a good view of what you can see. So right here is more bald brood, and there's some holes, perforations in the cells. So I think these guys have a bit of an issue with varroa. So as you can see, like doing that, it clears the whole field. You can get a good view of what's going on. So we've got quite a lot of eggs here. So this here is eggs. Some eggs over here as well in the hole. So that's all right. She's doing okay there. But she's getting on. You can tell she's getting on because this whole frame by now should be full of cappings. But she just doesn't have that. So she's cracking on. What I might do, I might not kill her off. I might just give her away for free, because she's good. She could still head a small colony and keep it ticking over. So as you can see, can you see any cells there? Oh, there. Shake them off. Look at that. You can see everything now. Sorry, Queenie. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep looking. There's a little bee emerging there. A little bee emerging from her cappings. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Come on. Almost there. As soon as she gets her other sets of legs out, she'll be out. Come on. You got this, come on. Come on, girlie. Ooh. Now, something interesting we could have a look at is if she has any varroa on her when she comes out. Come on. You can do it. There we go. There she is. We'll pick her up. Show a quick look at her. There she is. She seems fine. Nice and soft and white. And I don't see any varroa on her, so she's fine. Look inside the hole, see if I can see any in there. No varroa in there. That's good. So she's been left alone by the varroas. Right. Again, they've done that again. They've cut through and made some random weird cells. That's weird. Yeah, done it again. Yeah, so this is a strange colony. Very strange colony. Oh, there's no point in checking the others because there's no bees on those seams. Right. So I'd say not going to swarm. I found the queen and marked her. That was a successful inspection. She's laying eggs. She's not going anywhere. She's got loads of space. She's got nothing to worry about. Or rather, I've got nothing to worry about. She's not going to produce any honey. She's not going to get strong enough to produce me any brood. So in essence, she's just going to act as a nuke. So this colony is going to act as a nuke for rearing a queen for me. It's a shame, because my colonies at the rearing apiary, I like to be nice and big and lots of brood, because I can then steal it from the nukes and build up those colonies. But this colony is not going to be able to do that. She's just not strong enough. So I'm going to release her now. There she is. Queenie. Go on, down to you, girls. The bees are going to see her, and she's going to wiggle away. Okay. Great. On to the nasty one. No doubt this will be the fan favourite, because it's the one that stung me so much last time. A little bit nervous. I'm opening it. So the bees are in the top box. I think last week I decided that I was going to give them another box if they're doing well. So I'll open up against my better judgment. Crown board's coming off. So these guys have still got some space. I'm not going to do a proper inspection because I've only just healed from last time. But these guys were nowhere near wanting to swarm. They were busy just cleaning and producing honey. Now the flow here has stopped, but they are still producing nectar, so they're finding it somewhere. It's either that or they're eating it. Either way, I'm not too worried. I don't take a spring crop for the most part, so they can have the spring crop to keep them going through June. That's a really strong, heavy frame of honey. That's a strong frame of honey. Put this down. Yeah, so they are filling it. So what I'll do is I'll take this box off. Oh, don't sting me again. Oh, you had your fun with me last week. So look, yeah, so they're cleaning this up. So they're taking it right down to foundation there. And I'm going to start producing fresh comb probably. As soon as the nectar flow hits, this will be drawn out in minutes. Well, in a week or so anyway. These guys are still finding nectar to fill these things. They've cleaned up this comb really nicely. It looks almost spotless. Getting the smell of honey as well. Oh, God. Reminds me of August. Right, so I'm not going to go into the bottom box unless I find some queen cells in one of these boxes. So I'm really hoping that I don't find any queen cells in these boxes, because these guys were nasty last week. Get rid of that slug. Goodbye. Don't be mean. I'm here to help. I may be a liability, but I'm here to help. Oh, they're already flying at my hands. Great. So in here we have honey. Yeah, just honey. It's nice though. That frame is partially drawn out, so I'm going to turn it round. Put it like that, and then the bees will be more willing to draw it out if it's not the outside frame. This is another frame of honey. Another frame of honey, yep. Just very slowly and very calmly opening these guys up, because I do not want to get stung again. Cause it hurt. So here we've got some brood, nice cappings here. It's not the digestive colour that I usually want to look for, but it's still healthy, it's still dry. There's no perforations in the cappings whatsoever. Can I see any eggs? Can see lots of larvae. No eggs as of yet. Not worrying yet. Oh, there's loads of eggs here, so yeah, not worried. Just have a quick look, see if I can see the queen. Wonder if today's going to be a queen day. As a beekeeper, you'll see the queen some days, and you won't see any queens the other day. And today is going to be one of those days where I don't see the queen. But let's show you. So we've got. Oh, I'm loath to shake these guys because I don't want to upset them. But needs must. I want to show. So, as you can see here, you've got a lovely circle. That's what you want. You want to see cap brood, and then you see larvae around the outside, and then there should be eggs around the outside. And on here, the edges, is where food is kept. So this is a really good frame of brood. This is what you're wanting to see. In here, we've got loads of eggs. Then we've got capped brood. Then we've got pollen. So this all around here is pollen. So you can see the different colours, like reds and orange and stuff like that. So that's great. So that means that they are laying and producing brood right next to the food source of the brood. So it means that the bees can come back and forth and keep going. Oh, there's one that's just been born. Here's a little girl, come on. 2 bursts in a day. Aren't we lucky? So that's really good. That's a really good frame. Now, there will be frames. We did see some frames last week that were just solid capped brood, which again was still awesome. So I love seeing frames like that. Quick look, see if I can see Queenie. I'm not expecting to. I have no idea where she'll be in this whole thing. There's several boxes that she could be in. She might stick to the bottom ones, but you never know. She might be adventurous. Just keep an eye out for her. So there's some queen cups, I think. There's no eggs in them yet. Okay. So sometimes bees make queen cups to complain. So there's a lot of brood in this and a lot of pollen. So where the cells aren't brood, it's actually pollen. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, so when, say there's a dearth of nectar, the bees sometimes start making queen cups to tell each other that they're not happy that there's no nectar flow. It's also the beginnings of the swarm response. When bees are happy during a nectar flow, they tend to, as long as there's space, they tend to not bother with swarming because they're too busy trying to collect nectar. And it's when there's a dearth, or when the nectar flow starts slowing down, they start going, hang on a second, we're full up of honey here. Let's start thinking about moving on. And then in autumn, they start looking at the queen and going, oh, you're getting on a bit, Babs. I think we can do better. Trade you in for a younger model. Ooh, these guys are starting to ping me now. Lovely frame of brood, with lots of food around the outside. Yeah, these guys, if they were nicer, I'd be happy with them. As you can see, they're already all over my hands. And this one here is trying to sting me. Unfortunately for me, she tried to sting me through my hive tool, so that's fortunate. Puff to smoke, I think, is needed. Come on, girlies, calm down. Smoke your wrists. So if you're wearing gloves, the smoke won't stick to it really, but your sleeves will take some of the smoke in. Just the smoky smell seems to keep them at bay a bit. As you can see, they are not happy with me. So I'm going to wait until I get stung once, or until I finish this box. Ugh. That is a lovely frame of brood. All of it is capped, apart from some eggs. If you look at that, it's stunning. That side as well. This queen is an excellent layer. She's excellent at gathering honey. She's just a meanie. I don't like bullies. Don't you dare sting me on that finger. Right, so this one is full of larvae and eggs. It's got capped brood around the outside. Keep forgetting that you're over in that angle, so sorry. I'd quite like to see the queen, because if I see the queen I can mark her, and then it'll hopefully make it easier for me to find her when I am queen rearing later on this month. Alas, I can't see her. No problems. Right. Check these two frames and then leave these guys alone. They've got plenty of space. They're not going to... Whoa, there's a frame of capped brood. Look at that. All full of capped brood. This queen is amazing at laying. Why can't you be nicer? So, I'm going to go into a bit of a thing about aggressive colonies. So, the queen can start off being nice. So you can end up with a nice colony at first that are really calm, like the other one over there, where they just mind their own business and let you mill about and do what you want to do. And then suddenly, well, there's the queen, and she is marked. She's there. Can you see her? Let's turn it so you can see her. There she is, walking about here, and she is marked. Last year's queen, so she definitely needs replacing at some point soon. So there's the queen anyway. She's big and juicy. That's what you want, a big juicy queen. She just produces angry bees. Bring her closer so you can have a good look. Right. So, there she is. She's happy as Larry anyway. The bees aren't, but that's a different matter. Oh, that was close. That one was about to sting me right in the crook of my thumb. Right, girls, I'm closing you up. You're grouchy. Close you up, put some boxes on. So I think this is going to be my queen rearing colony. The reason for that is that this was an overwintered nuke that I didn't sell, which is fine. So what I've done is I've put a queen excluder on because I wanted to make sure that I could use her as a nuke if someone wants to buy one. I've actually got someone wanting to buy a nuke this weekend anyway, but I'm not going to give them this one because it's just too big. If I was to put all these into a single brood box, they would just want to swarm, and then I'd give it to the person, and then they'd get a swarmy colony, and I don't want to do that to them. So these frames here, are just absolutely jam-packed with honey and bees, which is the most important thing. So what I'm going to do when it comes to queen rearing, so I'm going to take this box which has the queen in it, because all these boxes on top, so these 2 boxes on top are just honey. These are just honey frames because I've got a queen excluder down there. So what I'm going to do is I was wondering why there was a brood frame in here, and I remember now it's because the bottom box was getting so full of brood that I swapped out an empty frame of comb for a one that was full of capped brood. Anyway, so this is empty now. That's good. All this brood has emerged. I got very confused there. That's good. If she's getting full of brood again, I can swap this frame back in again, because I want her to keep producing lots and lots of brood for me, because I want this to be jam-packed. What was the same? Oh, right, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take these boxes off, like so, because they have no brooding, or if they do, it's going to be capped. And then I'll move this box with the queen in over there somewhere, so all the flying bees come back here. It means that this colony will be shrunk down a bit, granted, but it means that these 2 boxes over here, they have no brooding at all, and all the flying bees will be coming back to those boxes, and they'll be like, "Where's our queen? Where's the brood? Oh my god, we're doomed!" And they'll panic. Then I want to put the grafted cells in there. There's so much food in there, and there's no other larvae in there, that all the bees will jump onto those cells and just start producing really big juicy queens, filling those larvae up like as best they can. So I'll do that. Then after a day or so, I'll come back and I'll make it queen right again, because those would be emergency cells. Emergency cells are good. They are good, but it means that the bees are in a panicked state. They're force feeding these larvae, which is fine and all, but when they're in a panic state, they can sometimes choose larvae that is damaged or hurt some way from the grafting process. So when you give them back a queen and move those cells up to the top box, it then becomes a supersedure cell or even a swarm cell. So what they do then is the bees calm right down, and they take the time and they choose which of the cells that they think are the best cells, and then they feed them up properly, and then you get really big juicy queens that are really good. So I'm just gonna look through this colony quick, make sure I don't see the queen. I am actually having a queen day, which is cool. I've had one of them for a while. So shake these bees off. So loads of larvae and loads of eggs, and some cat brood as well, but not too fussed about that right now. Right, put you over here just while I have a look at this one. So I'm not worried about this colony at all, these guys. So this was foundation I put in to keep them entertained, and they've started drawing it out already and laying in it as well. There's a side that's not got any comb in it, so I'm going to swap it around so they can start doing that side as well. Right, so I'm going to put this. Where do I put this? Shake it off again. Try and get as many bees off as possible. It's one of the good ones, yeah. So I've produced a hive stand that is exactly there's the right space to fit frames in there, so by the lugs. So it's good for holding the frames out of the way. stops them from falling and stuff. So again, just have a quick look for the queen. Not expecting to see her because there's so many bees just walking around. If I see her, it'd be amazing, but I'm not fussed. Right, off you go. So this is a frame of brood. Again, looking good. No swarm cells, that's good. Next frame. Boop, boop. They're drawing this one out as well. It's another foundation frame. Problem is, because there's no nectar flow now, they're struggling to get the nectar to draw it out. So as you can see, they're drawing out in little circles, but they are struggling. So what I might do is I might give them that frame of comb that had some brood still on it. So I'll swap it out so the queen's got some more space to lay, because I want her to be filling this box with as many bees as possible. Just have a quick look, see if I can see the queen. If not, just shake. That is a full frame of brood, look at that. So this queen's really good. I really like this queen, because each one of those now is full of eggs. So this is where the bees have emerged, and the queen's gone straight in and laid them up. So that's really impressive. Yeah. This is an amazing queen. I'm sorry that someone didn't end up with her, but I'm actually kind of glad, because she's doing me a really good job. So what I might do is I might actually put that in the box above. Any bees on there? Make sure the queen's not on, because the last thing you want is a queen in your super. Okay. And what are you? You've got food on you. You're mostly empty. I'll put you here. Ciao, guys. If you do little wiggles before you place anything down, the bees will move out of the way. So if you just touch them very slightly on the top, they move out of the way. This is another frame of foundation that they've drawn out fully. Can't see the queen, but again, I'm not worried. I've seen eggs, I've seen no swarm cells, she's in here. Just have to take my time closing up. Right, so the queen excluder that I use for these Maysmore ones are alright, but they, as the metal, they're a bit harsh on the bees when you drop them down, so you try to get as many bees away as possible. Queen excluder, lay it on top and then slide it slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So what you want to do is make sure that any bees that get caught in the way have time to move forward or move off. There you are. So now that's there. Another trick is to make sure that you see bees climbing through a queen excluder, because some queen excluders, like plastic ones especially, that are just that little bit too small and they don't let bees through every hole. So always make sure that your bees can get through, otherwise you may end up putting honey supers on and wondering why the bees haven't been up in there and they've just swarmed instead. I'm talking from experience here. It's a nightmare. Right, put these boxes on. Alright girlies, next week you will be producing me some queens. So this is the colony that I put some imported, well, I put an imported queen in, they killed her off, and then they remained queenless. So I ended up putting a queen from one of my Apodea hives in, and they seemed to accept her. I found some eggs last week, so this week I'm going to see if there's larvae in it. There should be. Now, something worrying that I see straight away is that there's a lot of bees with their heads in the cells. So that's not worrying for the queen per se, it's worrying because it means that they are starting to starve. So I'll show you that now if I can. So these bees haven't died yet. So I've caught them as they're currently starving. So see if I can get them with the bums in. So move these out the way. As you can see, these ones here were burying their heads in the cells, and these guys would climb in there and they'd just happily die. Well, not happily, but they'd just die in there. What they're doing is they're trying to find any little morsel of honey, and then when they can't find any, they just give up pretty much and just hunker down. They're still alive though, so if I poke them in the bum, they come wiggling out. But these guys, it means that these guys are starving. They haven't got any food. So fortunately, next to them is one they've just gone through that has lots of food. So I'm going to steal a frame of food from them and give it to these guys. So I'm glad I managed to come in here and check. This is a warning for you guys as well, that this is happening all over the UK right now. June gap is a bit deadly, so it can be really deadly for bees. So there's still eggs, there's some larvae, bigger larvae. I'm not seeing any capped cells. I think they just don't have the food. I'm still not seeing the queen. The queen I put in here was marked. And there's barely any bees in here, so I'm a bit confused by that. She must be on one of the on the last frame maybe. So there is some food, but it's not. I wonder if it's. No, it's not crystallized. Bit confused by that one. They have got food. This frame here is full of honey, and I thought it crystallized, but no, it's liquid honey. So, a bit confused why they are going into starvation mode. I haven't seen the queen. There are definitely eggs, and they are queen eggs as well, I think. Well, unlikely, because there's only one egg at the bottom. It could just be that it's cold. I'm still going to give them a frame of food anyway, just to give them a bit more, just in case. It could be that because the food is capped, that they don't want to eat it. These can be a bit funny about capped honey. I just can't see the queen in here. Really surprised by that. Makes you wonder that maybe it wasn't the queen that I gave them that's taking place, but like a virgin that they produced, which would explain why the imported queen was not accepted. Cannot say. There's eggs, but no capped brood either. That's another concern. I think they're just hungry. They're not able to get the queen into, well, get the eggs into a situation where they can be capped. Right, I'll give them a frame of food. Let's see what happens. It could end up that these guys just end up dying. Sometimes bees just give up the ghost for some reason. If that's the case, then it's sad. But it is nature, unfortunately. Frame of food in. I can't complain now. Yeah. Bit confused about that one, but I have to move on, unfortunately. The way things are, you can't really just hang around when you've got like 20 odd, 30 odd colonies hanging around. I've done what I can, given them some food. I'm just going to crack on now. Sorry, girls. So this is the nuke that I'm probably going to give to the person that wanted to buy a nuke off me. It's easier to drop a double box into one box than it is a triple box. And these guys are heaving. So I can already tell there's eggs in here. So these guys are doing well. Look at that. Huge colony in a tiny box. Let's blow them all down. Blow them all down and see. Have a look. Fit there. That works. Right, so we've got some brace comb here, so I'm going to get rid of this. It's full of larvae, so that can go to the pheasants. Any bees on it? No. Pheasants. I like coming over here on a Sunday when I'm doing my inspections, because sometimes I throw larvae at them. It's a nice meal for them. Okay, yeah, I can give them this colony. It's not as full as I thought. The bees just went up because they sent something above, some hole above, so they've just gone up as an alert. They're okay. They're calming down now. Smoked them. That's fine. I was getting a bit worried then, but now all of these can easily fit in one box. That's fine. Right. Let's have a quick inspection. We don't want to give them anything with swarm cells or disease, so I'm going to do a last check. So yeah, this is some empty frames. That's good. That means this box isn't heaving, and we can pass it on. This is one of my queens, so I'm expecting to see at least 1 or 2 frames full of brood. This is quite a lot of brood there. Now, I am wanting to see the queen this time, because I wanted to make sure that I've marked her. Because if I'm going to sell it, I want to make sure that they can see the queen, especially because he's a newbie as well. And I want to make sure that things are as easy as possible for him. These guys are nice. Not jumping at me anymore. Once the initial alert has gone off, they seem to be chill. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. I was getting a bit worried when they all came out then. I think it's because it's the temperature change, so it's really quite chilly today. I think it's about 13 degrees C right now. So sorry if I'm taking a long time inspecting these. I want to see the queen. I'm hoping today is a queen day, that I can see the queens. This is another frame full of eggs, and some cat brood, and some larvae as well. Good. This queen's doing quite well. What I'll do is, because I'm selling a nuke from this, I'll choose the best frames for him. So I'll go through, I'll find the best brood frames, I'll make sure there's a good frame of food in there as well. And then I'll make sure that the queen and all of her bees are in there as well. And anything that's left over, I'll pass among my other bees. So this is a good frame of food. So this has got a lot of nectar here. It's a good frame of food. Okay. So this is box number 1. Checked. I can't see the queen, which I'm a bit annoyed about. If I can't find the queen, then I'll have to tell him and say that she may or may not be marked. He only lives around the corner, so if he wants me to find her and mark her at a later date, I'm more than happy to go around and find her and mark her again. Right. Oh, this box goes on. Always be careful if a bee flies between your hive tool and your hands. They can panic and sting you. So this is a frame full of brood, cat brood. That looks great. Some holes in it, but the holes are there because they filled it with nectar, not because of her not wanting to lay in it. So it's not too bad. Still keep an eye out for that queen. Can't see the queen, but it's a good frame of brood with nectar in the middle. So these guys, I found a nectar source and they're trying to bring the nectar up to the top, which is going to force the queen down, which is fine. This is how it works in nature. They start at the top where the heat is highest, and then they start taking the nectar up there to turn into honey to protect it. So that's how the colony survives winter, so they have to protect the honey. And as they do that, they push the queen and the brood down. I'd say to him, wow, this is full of larvae. Absolutely, so every single cell of this is larvae. That's incredible. So I'll say to him though that give them a day or so just in the nuke box so they can orientate. But after that, they need to move them into a hive definitely. Gee whiz. So that whole frame is larvae of different stages. So that'd be a keeper for him. Come on, Queenie, where are you? Another frame full of capped brood. Taking my time because I want to see the queen. So this whole frame is full of capped brood. This queen is awesome. So I'm not seeing any queen cells either, so that's important. You don't want to, if you're selling a nuke, you don't want to give them some bees that have already decided that they want to swarm. Because no matter what you do, it's almost impossible to stop a colony from swarming once they've decided. So this is another frame that's full of brood. Ah, there's the queen. Found her. So it's last year's queen, so this is an overwintered nuke. So what I'll do is, once I'm doing my queen rearing, I'll let him know that I've got some fresh queens and I'll give him a discount because I don't, at this time of the year, overwintered nukes have kind of done the job. Come on, down you go. Boop, 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 boop. You're determined, aren't you? So you can control the queen's movements by changing where the higher point is. So if you see her there, she's so if I go like that, she'll move up. If I go like that, she'll reverse. Because she always wants to be walking upwards. So she's going to reverse round. And hopefully, I've said this, go up here. So, come on. I wish I had enough hands to let's get this to focus. So once she starts making her way there, I'm going to shake her in. Whoop. Come on, in you go. Now she's trapped in the box. There we go. She has got a mark on. So she has been marked. But I'm just going to refresh it because I want to make sure it's as easy as possible for him. And that is a Buckfast queen. So that was from when I had my F0 Buckfast queen. Unfortunately, she died over winter. So this is the last of this one. That's an F1 Buckfast anyway. I'll have to look into getting another breed queen at some point, but we'll see. Right, so let's mark her. So I don't know if you can see the difference between this queen and the queen, the imported queen I was given, well, bought. Her abdomen, this one's abdomen is huge, really big, really juicy as I like to call it. Look at that. So she is a laying champion. She's absolutely beautiful. She's a lovely queen. But you can tell the difference. So when you produce your own queens, like I'm not trying to blow my own horn here, I'm trying to tell you to blow your own horn. Wait. No, I'm trying to tell you that you can produce better queens than anyone else. You just have to know how to do the process. You will always make nicer queens that will produce better eggs and better brood and stuff like that than any other breeders, because especially the bigger breeders. So unless they have a whole team. Look at that. That's full of food. Oh, I think I'll be keeping that one because I want to give them as much brood as possible. You can produce better queens than any of these big places just because. Just remember that. You've got the time, and they don't. Big breeders like Murray McGregor and I don't know, Mellow, Black Mountain Honey, and stuff like that. When they're not imported queens, or the places that they're buying from, they're producing queens, and they're literally giving them 2 weeks to mate. They go in, check that there's eggs, and that it's worker brood, and then they stick them in a cage and send them off to sell, which gives the queen no time, in essence, to learn the craft of being a queen. So what you are doing is, when you're producing these big lovely queens from your grafting like that, and you leave them several weeks or months or something like that before you put them into a full-size hive, this queen's learning how to lay properly. She's getting used to it. She's learning the rhythm and stuff like that, and they just don't have the ability to do that. So you also have the benefit of not having to take the queen out. So you can just increase the size of the nuke, so you can produce a nuke with this mated queen, and then put them in a larger hive, and she's got her bees, so you don't have to worry about introduction or anything like that. It's just, yeah. Problem is that if you're doing this in the UK, the best time to start queen rearing is in June, and there's usually a dearth on, so sometimes you may have to feed. Yeah, you'll always produce better queens than these other places. But anyway, let's on to the next one. So this is actually the colony that produced the first swarm of the season for me. It's not grown much because the queen that went off, the virgin queen that was in here, went off in April to get mated, and I can't imagine there being too many drones about at that time, so I'm not expecting much from her. There's eggs in there, so she's laying still, and there is worker brood. It's not a great pattern, you know. I'm just using this woman as this queen as a placeholder until I can give my own queens to these guys. These bees aren't particularly nice either. So if your nice bees have suddenly turned nasty, it could just literally be because the nectar flow has stopped nearby. That is another point that I need to make across. Don't worry about them being nasty forever, because they can turn nice again as soon as the summer flow starts. So these bees are just normal, really. Not super mean. They're just normal. There's the queen. And she has the green dot. Yeah, so this is the queen that came from the colony that swarmed. She's doing okay. She's not great. As you can see, she's quite... I'll get a bit closer so you can see. So the abdomen isn't super long. It's not super juicy, but she's fine. She's doing all right. But yeah, she's fine. She's doing okay. So the queen's there. I've seen the queen. Seen eggs. I've seen any swarm cells. The comb's fine. No disease that I can see. Bees are a bit grumpy, so I don't want to. I wouldn't sell this nuke. As I said, this is just going to be a placeholder. So when I'm queen rearing, so if you look at the bees now, trying to ping me, you can probably barely hear them because if you look, the bees are all attacking the microphone. So yeah, this is not a nuke I would sell. This is a nuke that I would use to produce queens in. Oh, don't get me then. Ouch. So if you get stung, blow smoke on the area. Not only does it mask the pheromone, sting pheromone, the heat actually helps stop the pain. But yeah, these guys aren't particularly nice. When I'm queen rearing and I've produced enough cells, I'll see this queen off, and I'll pop her queen cell in here. Or what I might do, just because these bees are quite grumpy, is I might split this nuke up. So you can see, they are hounding me now. So yeah, it's not a particularly nice colony. So what I might do is I might split this nuke up, because if you get aggressive bees, if you make the colony super small, they'll stop being as aggressive because they're just in trying to like survival mode. It's not very nice to do, but it stops you from being stung. So yeah, so that's what I might do. Right, on to the next one. So this was another overwintered nuke that I didn't manage to sell, which is fine. Just got water all down my sleeve. Lovely. Always check the lid, see if you can see the queen. There's no queen there. Bees are milling them out. These are quite nice bees from what I remember. They're not jumping at me. They're sticking the tails in the air to say back off, but they're not going at me. So if you see a bee and it's walking around with its arse in the air near your hand, whoa, this is full of honey. Wow. Oh, wow, that's heavy. Yeah, there is a queen excluder in here. Okay. So let's crack this open a bit. Give these guys a little blow. Smoke. So when you're dealing with honey, so you don't taint the honey, because this is unless you like smoked honey, just give little puffs, just enough that it doesn't go down the top bars. It just gets the bees off the away from the lugs. It just calms them down. I don't know if you can see me doing that. It's just a very, very slight thumb compressant. Nothing big. But what you don't want is a big plume to go down and get onto the smoke, because then otherwise you get smoky honey. And no one likes, well, some people might like smoky honey. Doesn't sell well. So there is brood up here, but I think I did the same thing as I did the one over there as well. So I think I moved a frame of cap brood up here. Yeah, there's loads of bees emerging from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bees emerging. So yeah, these guys strong, doing well. What this one is. I was wonder what's going on inside the hive. This is just this has got loads of nectar in it. It's got a load of space in it though, so no worries. Right, into the bottom box, see what the queen is up to. That's a bit lighter than the other one. Oh, that top box is really heavy. Pull this up. So these ones, make sure you hold the bottom, otherwise you can ping it and fling bees everywhere. Shake them off into the bottom box. Always shake them into the bottom box, not the top box. Because if the queen's on the queen excluder, which is not very likely, but if she is, then she goes back into the bottom box and not into the box full of honey. Because she goes into the box full of honey, the box will no longer be full of honey. When you come back, it'll be full of eggs. So, puffed, little puffed, get them down. I can already see an amazing frame of brood. Wow. 2 frames, oh my god. Oh, this queen is amazing. Oh, I'm so glad that I still have you. So look at that. That is phenomenal. That is just solid brood, cap brood. Ah. This is what I mean. Your own bees. So you've seen what it looks like with the imported queens. They've got little circles. They're doing okay and stuff like that. But you don't get solid frames like this. This is from your homemade bees. I will highly recommend you make your own bees. Always make your own bees. If you can't make queen bees, get them from a small-ish professional seller. Don't get it from, you can do, just don't expect much from just a random person who has made a split. So queens from splits, I find, are they're functional, but they're not the best you can get. And a lot of hobbyist beekeepers who don't know how to graft, they just take that box off with brood on it and put it on another floor with a roof, and then they just wait for them to produce their own queen, which is fine. It's a fine way of making queens, but it's not how you make the best queens. Oh my god, this is just full of brood. I don't know if I've seen the eggs yet though. I hope she's got some eggs. I don't want her to have cleared off. This queen's amazing. Yeah, loads of eggs. Wow. Oh. This queen's awesome. Oh no, she is. She's here. So, you probably can't see her because she's hiding. She's right here, walking around. This is another juicy queen from last year. Wow-wee. And another Buckfast. So this is another F1, I think. Get away from me, you. Yes, I know I've got your queen. Hang on. These guys need a puffed. They're getting a bit antsy. Go on, away. Right, where's your queen? There she is. Yeah, so this is another queen. She's amazing. She's a stunning queen. Go away. To get her out of this tube, so hold her upside down. She'll start making her way back up. This isn't the way to Albuquerque. So she'll start making her way back. Come on. Another thing with these tubes is that you can use this pot here as well, but I find that the bees don't like using that tube for some reason, so I'll show you. So I take this ball out like that. Leave that there so don't lose it. Oh look, she reversed all the way to the other end. So I never use that end because the bees just walk away from it. Right. Oh, there we go. Good one. Oh. There she is. That was easy. Just mark her, so she's a bit easier for me to find. She's already got a mark on her, but it's not the best because the bees have already started to lick it off. So. Yeah, just give her a bit of time to just get used to her new clothes. Yeah, but this queen's awesome. These are a bit, not stinging me, but they are getting a bit jumpy. That's fine. They don't like me. They're fine with me going like that, but as soon as I go up here, they don't like it. Weird. Go on, away. Ah! Go away. I didn't get stung then, by the way. I saw them lifting the butt to sting me, so that's why I panicked. Oh, they're not. There's one trying to sting me there. There's one that's annoyed. The rest are okay. They're just investigating me. But there's one bee that's trying to sting me. Are you going to try and sting me on my fingertip? That really hurts. Right, come on, let's smoke you down. So if bees are getting antsy and they're flying around you like that, just smoke yourself. You might need a shower afterwards. But you're the main reason that they are getting angry. So if you cover yourself in something that they don't particularly want to deal with, they will leave you alone, like so. See? Bees have started leaving me alone already. I'm going to need a shower after this. Whatever you do, don't smoke yourself in the eye, because that hurts. Right, Queenie, I think you have dried, so I'll put you back into your box. I just realised I've not actually finished inspecting this yet. Come on, calm down. So these guys are getting antsy because the box of honey is down there. They've noticed that they are honeyless, so they've spent ages making the honey, and I've just come and removed it from them, so they're not happy about that. So I'm going to do a quick inspection. Queen's there, she's been laying like a trooper, and here is another solid frame, absolutely solid frame of brood. Look at that. That is incredible. I'm going to shake these off because I don't need to find the queen now. Well, I never needed to find the queen, it was just nice to find her. I'm going to replace this with one of these empty frames here, so this queen can continue making me lots and lots of brood. You've got a lot of space, so let's plunk you there. Let's get rid of this first. So there's a bit of wax sticking out here. That'll be because there was a bit of space on the opposite frame. So if you just take it back down to foundation, it should learn the lesson. Plunk that in here. Go on, girls, watch out. Stop climbing on me. I'm not happy because I've taken the honey. Well, not taken the honey, I've just moved it away. Go on, away. Again, as I said, if the bees are getting antsy, smoke yourself. Don't smoke them. Because they will back off because you're no longer interesting. You smell of smoke. You don't smell of anger. And then once they're off you, just do some gentle plumes at the top. Because it's the bees at the top that are going to be the angry ones at you. See if I can find another frame that I can replace with, because I've just found another solid frame of capped brood. So I'm going to swap that out as well. Because this queen is running out of space. So because I've got the queen in a cage there, I can actually just pick this up and put it straight in the box over here. I don't need to shake them off particularly. Is this another empty frame? Yeah. So I found another empty frame. So what I'll do is I'll replace the frame of solid brood I found before when the first bit came in. I'll replace that with the frame comb. So what's the last frame? So is the problem frame is the last frame. Watch out. So this is another frame of brood. Any queen cells? Oh, we've got some queen cups. No cells though, it's fine. Full of eggs and larvae. This queen is phenomenal. Right. I'm gonna replace this. So if you are going to do this as a way of reducing the swarm trigger, so bees want to swarm when they run out of space, or when the queens run out of space to lay. And the queen runs out of space to lay if there's too much capped brood that isn't emerging yet, or if there's too much honey in the brood area. So if you're doing this, replacing the capped frames, make sure it's fully capped brood, because you don't want to put too many larvae or anything in the boxes above the queen excluder. Because if you do that, the bees can sometimes get confused and turn them into procedure cells, which is not good for anybody. Another thing is to make sure that the brood frames that you do put in there are on the box directly above the queen excluder. Right, there's the queen. Good meal, girl. Come on, let go. I want him to let go now. Come on. Off you get. There you go. She's milling about. I can see her. She's right there, milling about. Right, let's get this queen excluder on. Well, hopefully that'll chill you guys out a bit. So, come on. Move out the way. So just slowly, gently do that. This will kind of give the bees another roof, so they'll calm down a little bit. These Maysmore ones, they've got this gap there that can be kind of dangerous for the bees because they like to climb into them, and then when you put the box on, you can squish them. So just do your best. You're going to squish a bee or two, but try your best not to. Because these guys are the reason why you do this hobby. It's a heavy box. Yeah, she's in there. She's marked. I've replaced the frames that were full of brood with some empty comb, so now she's got somewhere to lay. The brood frames that I've replaced are in here, so they'll emerge and make this even stronger, and that box is just full of honey. I'm going to use this to produce some nukes. I'm not going to take her, she's a beast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use her frames of brood, so those capped frames of brood, which will probably be those ones that I've just put in, and maybe some of the ones that haven't emerged properly. I'm going to use them in the boxes that I'm going to use for the queen cells to create a nice little nuke for the queen ring. Right, onto the other ones. This is the jungle apiary, as I lovingly have called it. I need to really do some work on here. Anyway, right, I moved over these 2 boxes from nukes into full-size hives last week, and now it's time to have a look, see how they've done expanding into their new box after a week. It's only going to be a quick inspection. Don't really need to do much with them because there should be enough space. So I'm going to lift up, and then lift this up. And as you can see, they've really expanded out into this box. They were on 6 frames. Now, if you've just moved your brand new nuke box into a full-size hive and it doesn't look like this, don't worry. We'll have a look at this one in a minute, but this one was overstacked with flying bees from the hive that was here beforehand. So don't worry too much about it. But these guys have expanded from 6 frames into, what's that, 10? Yeah, so that's pretty good. Now these guys will still be busy cleaning these frames up because I don't think these frames were particularly nice. But we'll see. It's a nice big colony anyway, and the calm. So yeah, they've been cleaning this frame up. The frame looked like that originally. Now it's nice and clean, as you can see. The bees are flying about. See if there's any eggs. I don't think there'll be any eggs on the outside here yet. Queen won't have got into gear yet. Okay, I'll shake these off. Put this up here all the way. Okay, so there'll be 6 frames where she'll have broods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably. So we'll have a look, see what it's like. So the queen in this one has a luminous green dot because it's one of the imported queens. And I'll just get my torch out because I'm in the shade here, covered by all sorts of bloody trees. I'm just blinding myself. Let me adjust again. So they've got quite a lot of nectar here. So the frame of food I gave them has given them enough energy that they can find some nectar. That's good. No eggs yet, but I'm not worried. Okay. No luminous green dot there. No luminous green dot there, but I do see some capped brood. So this was definitely a frame from the nuke. So we'll have a look. As I said before, once the flow stops, sometimes the queen can have like a mini brood break or like a bit of a pause in the laying, which slows down a lot. So if there's no eggs on the outer frames, there's nothing to really worry about. If I was really worried, I'd feed her some sugar syrup, and that would give them a boost. But I'm not too worried right now. Let's see. May come back in a day or so and give them a bit of food. So this is a full frame of brood, mostly capped. It's not as good as one of my own nukes, but it's fine. It's full enough. No queen, but the bees are just milling about, doing the jobs. So when that hatches, that'll fill 3 seams, 1, 2, 3. So for every full frame of capped brood that is stacked both sides, that's 3 seams of bees. Still no queen. And I need to see if there's any eggs, because I've not seen any yet. They may slow down, but they still make some eggs. So there's lots of larvae. There's 1 egg there, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. Yeah, there's a few eggs now. Okay, squeaky bum time's over. less to worry about. I'm not seeing any queen cells yet either, so yeah, they're doing all right. Doing fine. It's full of larvae. Close this up. It's just a quick inspection. If they were all the way out to the outside laying and stuff like that, then I'd put a super on top. But for now, I'm not too worried about doing that just yet. Still can't see the queen though. Luminous green dot is not present. There are eggs. See a congregation or a lump of bees, be sure to blow them away. Go. Because sometimes they can be hiding a queen cell. The easiest thing to do is to shake them off, but I don't want to do that until I see the queen. Right now. But I've got nothing to suspect that they're trying to swarm anyway. They've got loads of space, loads of bees, there's food there, so they should be happy. Just because I haven't seen the queen doesn't mean that she's not here. I'm pretty sure there's eggs. I've seen some eggs. Definitely seen some eggs. I've also just seen a queen cup. Queen cup, good. Right. So there are eggs in here. Not a huge amount. There are some. I wonder if... There goes my hive tool. I wonder if imported queens, because they're from hot countries, when it gets a bit cold, like it does in the UK during its summer, wonder if they think it's like a mini winter. They go full hibernation mode and stop laying completely. Still no queen. If I don't see her when I get to the back bits here, then I'm going to start shaking these bees off and see if there's queen cells. Because I'm getting a bit concerned that I'm not seeing her. She's got a luminous green dot. Normally I don't care if I don't see a queen bee, but the hive here isn't big enough to hide something that prominent. So let's see. They have expanded quite a lot, so maybe she's just gone down this end. No green dot yet. This is interesting. Could this be another failed imported queen? After it was so promising. She was doing the best out of all the imported queens, you see. Well, they were left anyway. So I can't see a single luminous green dot, so I'm going to shake these now and see what's on each frame. I need to see lots of eggs to be comfortable. Because she could just be in the bottom, you see. She could just be running around the floor, out of line of sight. Again, I'm going to quickly just flick them either side, shaking. I need to see lots of eggs before no queen cells for me to stop being worried. There's some eggs here, not a lot of eggs. Oh look, luminous green, nope, shake. Okay, so we've got capped brood, no eggs. So there's quite a lot of eggs here. So this frame is mostly full of eggs and capped brood. Okay, so that's worrying me less. So again, there she is. Oh, thank God. Right, so she's there. Whew. Okay. Squeaky one time over. That's good. there she is. She's happy as Larry, walking around. She's just taking a bit of time to herself to get used to her new house, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Whew. Hey, I got worried then. Jeez. How did I miss that? Bright green. Bright green. Anyway. Right. Make sure the smoke is still going. I'll go on to the next one. So this is more likely to be what you have once you move a nucleus colony into a full-size hive. As I said, this one had some help. So let's have a look. So yeah, so it's expanded a tiny bit. This queen isn't particularly amazing anyway, because it's a swarm queen. So, okay. So I'll move these aside. So from 6 seams, we've gone to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're still on 6 seams, that's fine. Not expanded very much, but they didn't have the bees to do so. Just having a look, that's foundation anyway. I'll move that to the centre. So you can help bees expand by moving comb like that into the middle of where the cells are. You can only do that in spring and summer, I'd say, because if you do it in autumn and winter, then you can create cold spots, which the bees will have trouble keeping warm. So I've just found a queen cup. It's definitely a queen cup there. This has got brood on it. I can see loads of eggs already, so this queen's laying up okay. There's loads of emerging bees. Yes, this queen's doing alright so far. She's doing fine there. Now, this one had no food last week, so I need to keep an eye on this and see if they need feeding again. There's the queen right here. Whoop, whoop. So there she is. She's a swan queen, so she's not great. I'm not expecting much from her, to be honest. She's literally just a placeholder until I can start making my own queens. Definitely a mongrel queen, just from the very dark colouring that she has. But yeah, she's doing okay. She's fine. The bees aren't complaining. They're not hitting me. She's on top of the frame now. There she is. Oh, she likes to live dangerously, it seems. Okay, then I lift this up. This feels like a full frame of brood. And it's mostly a frame of brood. Yeah, she's doing fine. I'm not worried about her too much. She's doing her job. She's keeping the colony going until I can fill them with something else. Another queen. So I'm going to move that here. That's another frame of brood. Yeah. Again, she's laying. There is larvae in there. It's just she's not got that oomph that I want from my queens, in essence. Yeah. So they are running a little low on food. So I may grab them food frame, unless this one at the end is food. I think I might have replaced it with this one. No. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to put the crown board on so they stop getting upset. I'll replace these things so they don't get out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the next hive and see if they've got any frames of food, because they did have quite a few last time. I'll pop one in there. Give them a bit of food. Right, so last week we found that this one was successfully combined. It originally killed its queen, and then I replaced it with one of the successful nucleus colonies where I'd successfully introduced a imported queen. Last week I came in and had a look, and there was a happy family of bees. Now, looking in there, it's not as full as it was last time. So that is worrying. So last time the top box was absolutely full. It's also full of slugs. Blorp. Okay. Well, squeaky bum time yet. So that's looking a bit better, but there was way more bees than that before. So to me, that means that this could have swarmed. When a colony shrinks by half, which this one seems to have done so far, it's usually an indicator that it's swarmed. So I'm going to go through it and just have a quick look, see if I can find any swarm cells. Move that out of the way. Give them a quick puff, just in case. Right. So this was an imported queen, so luminous green is what I'm looking for her. I moved all of the brood frames downstairs with her. So I'm going to do a quick check, see if I can see her. Go through it, see if I can see a luminous green. If I see a luminous green, then squeaky bottom time is over. And there she is. There's the queen. She's still alive. She's still milling about. Okay, so that's less to worry about. It could be that it's just very cold at the moment, so all the bees are sort of condensing to keep the brood warm, which is fine. Or it could be that the foragers have all gone out. I'm not sure. But either way, she's doing okay. She's not doing okay. The hive seems to have shrunk. So I'm going to shake this off and just see if there's any cells anyway. So that's drone brood. There's a queen cup there. Yeah. So I'm really not happy with the imported queens that I've got. They really don't have the oomph that I want. I want to see full frames of brood. That there doesn't have a single egg on it. She's been in here a week. It does have a queen cup. There's nothing in it. 2 queen cups. So yeah, I'm not happy with this queen per se, but she has been laying. There are eggs, and she's there still. So I need to remember that's got the queen on. There's a drones in here. Right, so shake this. So okay, so this is fully laid up. So that's good. That's a good frame of brood. Okay, so we've got lots of eggs. So I'll bring it closer so you can see. We've got all range of larvae here. See the small one in the middle, all the way to the bigger ones. And a massive one there. Even bigger one there. So when they get to that stage, that's when we're going to start capping them up. And there's an emerging bee. Right. So these bees aren't particularly happy for me messing with them. It's understandable. I'd be a bit annoyed with me messing with them anyway. So, that's another full frame of brood. So, okay. I'm going to eat my words. She's doing okay. She's doing okay. I'm happy with that. That's what I want to see. I want to see full frame of healthy looking brood. There is larvae in between and a bit of nectar as well. So the reason that there's holes in there is because of that. So I'm not too worried about that now. Okay, she's okay. She just needs the brood to come out. So that's full of... Well, that side's completely empty actually, apart from some larvae here, some cat brood there. There's some cat brood. So I think she just wants to expand. Focus on the bees right now, and then she'll expand properly. Anyway, right, so I'll be happy enough with that for now. You don't always have to check every frame. If you're quietly confident with it, if you don't see any indicators in, say, the first half or first 2/3, then you can usually just close them up. But I'd recommend checking every frame if you can. But if you rush for time, like I am, then you have to get to the stage where you know your bees. Right, on to the next one. Oh, I'm trying to burn through these as fast as I can, really. Right. So that's looking a bit better, I think. So this was also an imported queen. I think this is the only one that survived out of this apiary. Slug, go away. Out of this apiary, it was the only imported queen that survived. Last time I came here, I wrote "not happy" on the roof because she wasn't filling the box. She wasn't doing anything really. She was like maybe focused on 2 or 3 frames. These guys are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish frames. There's nectar and honey in there. So luminous green again if you want to try and see her. I'm just looking for eggs and trying to see what this is like, to be honest. That's a frame of brood. Some eggs in there, is there? No, not I can see. No eggs yet. Eggs, larvae. No eggs. No. Nothing. It's brood frame, but it's just cat brood and some larvae. I'm not seeing any eggs. Oh, there's some eggs down here. Not many. Hey. She was taking her time last time. Okay, I'm looking. Again, cat brood. Some eggs in here. She should be laying up these frames. Should be at least 1 frame that's absolutely full. No eggs on this one. There she is. Right there. I have to do that. So there she is. Bright luminous green. Nothing about, mind her own business. And if you look, there's bees absolutely surrounding her. They're looking after her. So you've got a circle of bees. There's the queen. Those are the youngest bees. So they come out of the cell and then they go. Their job is to go and look after the queen and tend to the other larvae. But unfortunately, she's not a particularly good queen. I'm not happy with her. A waste of money. This doesn't have any bloody eggs in it either. What on earth are you? So there's something really weird at the bottom here. Well, it kind of looks like a queen cell, but it's horizontal. So can you see that? So they've built it out like a queen cell, but it's horizontal, so it can't be a queen cell. And if it was capped like that that queen would have gone long ago. So I'm going to open it up and see what's inside it. Well, there's a larvae in there. There's a larvae in there, but it's too soon to tell what it was. I think it'd be a bit of drone brood. So can you see how that sticks out like a bullet? So that's drone brood right there. That lump. See how it's different to the worker brood? They're flat. That comes out like a bump, like a bullet. Anyway, they're not expanding. They don't need any space. She's a crap queen. That needs replacing. ASAP. But they don't need any supers or anything like that, sadly. Right, this is one of the original queens. Oh, that I didn't trade out for a imported queen. She was struggling because she just didn't have enough bees to help her out. And it looks like she's got enough bees now. These guys are going through this super. I think I put this... Ah! Angry bees. Okay, that's interesting. They weren't angry before. So remember, if you get stung, blow the area with smoke. The heat helps the pain, and it hides the pheromone. So these bees are grumpy. Why are you grumpy? Eh? You were fine last week. Filling the box. Not filling the top box though, so they don't need space. That's not it. The comb that I gave them wasn't particularly clean, so it could be that they're just complaining about the fact that they had dirty comb that they have to clean. No one likes to do chores of others. Oh, that one really hurt. Right in the corner of my fingers. Ooh, finger on my thumb. Let's smoke these guys down. If they're going to be grumpy, they're going to get smoked. So let's have a look. So don't let being stung put you off from going inside. It's the bee's natural response to you opening the lid. They don't want people to be in the hive. The best thing for the bees is that the hive stays closed. Because beekeepers are the number one reason why queens get squished, why brood gets taken and honey gets taken away. So the natural inclination is to just say, oi, bugger off. So don't worry about it too much if they sting you. Just take it a minute, give them a minute, get your smoker lit, make sure it's a good smoke, and then just take your time. And make sure you keep topping up the smoke on your hands if they're really going for them, like these guys are. I was really impressed by this queen. At first, I was thinking to myself, oh, she just needs more bees because she needs to lay more brood. But these guys have turned grumpy now that the flow is finished. I'm not seeing the eggs yet, so could be that they're queenless, and that's why they're grumpy, because they can get grumpy when they're queenless. There's lots of brood. Any eggs? I'm seeing the queen. Now, some people like fighty bees because supposedly they produce the best honey, or produce the most honey, because they will beat the crap out of anyone who's trying to steal it from them. People also like to have angry bees at the entrance to the apiary or along the outskirts of the apiary, so it stops people from wanting to bother the bees, because if people are getting attacked by bees, they don't want to go and have a nosy at the bees. So if you want one of those people, then fair enough, good on you. I personally like bees that I can maul and mess around with. Yeah, so there's loads of eggs there. I'm not too worried about the queen. Wasn't expecting us to go, ah! Oh! You are grumpy today. Get back. Get back in your hive. On. Back off. Last one, because I'm getting battered. Oh, that one hurt as well. Yeah, lots of eggs. Don't see any swarm cells, and I've seen some food. Yeah, they're fine. Let's get these back closed up. Go on. I was thinking this morning, I wonder why it's only the bees at me queen rearing apiary that are angry, and these ones are so calm. And I've got these ones being grumpy at me. Oh, the flow must have just finished here, or must have been a bit of a flow and then it's finished. I don't know. The bramble's going to be coming out soon anyway. I always think it's the bramble anyway. This I can see lots of buds, just nothing's out yet. So hopefully this won't last long. Right, so this one was like that one. Whoa, let's move some of these weeds back. Remember, surgical gloves don't stop nettles from stinging you. Right. That nucleus colony, by the way, is the one I made with one of those virgin queens that I found. So this queen just needed more bees. She's got loads of space, so I'm not too worried about space. So look. And she's laying like a trooper. Good frame of brood on there. Someone asked me, can you reuse the frames that have had brood in that the bees have filled with honey? Can you extract from that? And the answer is yes, you can. The only times you can't do is if you have used a miticide or something like that. You can't use those frames. So if you use something like Apivar, can't use those frames anymore, because not only is the honey tainted, the wax is as well. So you'll never be able to use those frames again for honey, which is a bummer. But if it's not had any of those things done to it, then yeah, if it's had just some brood in it, it's fine, you can reuse it. Just make sure that there's no brood in a frame before you start cutting the caps off. Otherwise you end up with larvae goo in your honey, and that's just gross. So, have a look. Lots of eggs. No queen cells. Loads of eggs, actually. This queen's a super layer. She's doing fine. She just, as I said, she just needed some more bees. The colony got too small for her, so it was starting to collapse. But she's doing great. Yeah, all this frame is laid up as well, and it's frame of brood. Cap brood, sorry. Yeah, fine. She's doing great. Right, I'll leave her here. She's not expanding as much as I wanted to, but I gave her an extra level, probably a bit too soon. Should really wait until they're filling the box before you put super on top. But I gave her one sooner than I should have, because I added a load of frames of cap brew for her, and I wasn't sure how many seams that would fill up. But she seems to be doing fine. Right, last two. Oh, that last sting really hurt. Ouch. What's this colony? These were all the ones I didn't get an imported queen. You can see the bloody difference on 2 brood boxes and 2 supers. When you look at the imported queen ones, and got brood box, they're all on brood boxes. I'm so behind this year compared to where I was last year. I'll be amazed if I have the same amount of honey, but we'll see. I may be surprised. Check the crown board for the queen. Is it not there? Oops. It's not there. Right. So have a look. So this was a nasty frame. It's still nasty, but they're working on it. You can see they're cutting into it. Got holes in it now where we've taken it past the foundation. They're working hard to clean it up, so that's good. It's keeping them entertained while there's no flow. Okay, so that's that. Leave them to that. Got brood box here. I'm not going to look at that now. I usually do from the bottom upwards. So break the seal. Ooh. Oh my god, that's heavy. I think I've been storing some honey in there. And this is another super that I put on to be cleaned. I can see that they've not finished cleaning this one up yet either. But it's fine. Got a month yet. So this is the bottom brood box. So I'm going to give them a bit of a cuff. They're just taking the honey frames off, so they might be a bit antsy. If you ever wondered what that was for, it's so you can hook it onto your brood box. It's alright, but I wouldn't do it with the polystyrene ones. Unless you want to see them melt. Right, okay, so I'll take this dummy frame out. Or a slug on it. So many slugs. Have a look. Nothing on that frame. So the queen has a lot of space above her. So I can't imagine her wanting to swarm yet. I've been proven wrong after saying that time and time again, so let's hope this is different. What's that? Move that out of the way. Right. Not seeing the eggs yet. Okay, takes time. Going into the centre now, so if there's going to be eggs, it'll be around here somewhere. Can't really see very well with the light. Not seeing any eggs yet. She might just be stuck in one of the brood, because she's got another whole brood box up top. And as I said, there's a bit of a dearth of nectar at the moment, so she may have just cut back. That's a full frame of cat brood. That's good to see. I'll merge in the next week or so. Oh, hey, knock that off. I was trying to sting me then. Okay, I think this has got eggs in it. I can't really see everyone. The problem with dark comb is that I can't really see. Sometimes you see the shine at the bottom and you're like, oh, eggs. So I can see some eggs. There are definitely some eggs. It's like that though, so I think she's been in these boxes here. She's high up because there's no nectar coming in, so she doesn't see the point in going all the way down to the bottom, really. Yeah, so I'm guessing we'll see some eggs in the next box. But I'm not seeing any queen cells, and that's important. So we'll clear this box, put the next one on, see if we can see some eggs on. Up and down. So this is full of brood and loads of eggs. So all this side here is full of eggs. So they've cleaned it up enough that they're happy to lay in it, so that's good. But I reckon the queen is... Yeah, so she's just gone to that frame on the way up. I reckon she's in this top box. I think that when the honey flow starts, she'll start moving downwards again. That's fine. Right, so yeah, so this is loads of nectar there. These are filling up with nectar. Shake you off. Yes, I know you're not happy about it, but I'll put that down there. That's full of nectar as well. Loads of eggs. Every single one of those is full of eggs. Yeah, the queen's going for it. So I can't see the queen, but again, I'm not expecting to see the queen. Some queen cups. If you look up there, you can see that there's loads of holes facing you. Those are queen cups. None of them have any eggs in them, so the queen cups. As soon as they get eggs or larvae in them, the queen cells. Can't see there. Well, I'm seeing lots of eggs. Got lots of eggs, lots of food, loads. Oh, there she is. Queenie, red dot, right there. See her? All on her own. So Queenie's up here. I really am having a queen day. Cool. Loads of brood. Everyone's happy. Putting these back. Yeah, nothing to worry about from this hive. Right, that's good. Put this super on so they can continue cleaning it. Oh, my guess is the one next door is probably going to be in the same boat. There. So the queen slowed down a little bit. This is the nectar flow. So these are lovely and calming, this one. It looks at it. What are we doing? Have we cleaned this frames up yet? This was a dirty box beforehand. And they've cleaned it and filled it with honey. Wow, these guys are doing well. I think we might have found a new breed of queen. Let's see. Oh, that's full of honey as well. Wowee. Right. Interesting. Oh, the bees are lovely and calm as well. So that might change when I go into the bottom boxes, but seem to be doing okay. What's this one? This one's on 3 supers, I just realised. Oh yeah, here's one with minging comb. They're working on it though. Working hard on it. So we've got some drone brood. So this is drone brood here. So let's check the queen's not on. So drone brood is bigger than normal worker brood, which you can see here. So as it grows, the bees elongate the cells outwards like this. You can see that larvae there is much bigger. But drones, even though they're bigger than worker cells, will always be horizontal. So those cells will always be horizontal. Those are drone cells, have to go like that. If they're vertical, like that, that's a queen cell. But anything that goes across like that is a worker or drone cell. This next frame is absolutely jam-packed with drone cells. Ugh. So the queen's been up here and she's gone, God, there's lots of drone cells up here. I think I need to fill them. So she has. That's fine. These bees are calm, they're not pouncing at me, so I'm happy for these drones to fly about. There's some drone brood. That's what it looks like when it's all together. It looks bumpy. Whereas worker brood cappings is flat. This is like bumpy. See that? Anyway, there you are. Right, put this box down there. Whoop. So they are working on this box. That's good. Ow! Nettle. Of all the things to be bloody stung by, it's nettles. Yep, bugger. Pardon my French. Ugh. So they're cleaning these frames up as well. They're doing alright. I'm not seeing the eggs yet, but I wasn't particularly looking at that time. Nettles here as well. Go away. Let it. Into the brood boxes. Right. I'm going to just check the top one because I'm running out of time. If there's no queen cells in here, chances are queen cells won't be in the bottom one. So this is a honey frame. Wow, that's heavy. A full frame of capped brood. Both sides, it looks like. Beautiful. Some queen cups as well, but they're fine. Oh, another frame of full capped brood. Nice. I like this queen. She is doing well. Not seen any eggs though. Well, she's gone into the bottom box, but to be fair, I've seen nothing but food frames and capped brood frames. So these are some recently emerged capped cells. If I don't see any eggs, I'll have to go into the bottom box. Where's my torch? There it is. Torch over you. Still no eggs. Oh, yeah, found some eggs. Oh, good. Yeah, lots of eggs. Good. She's moved into the bottom box. That's why I can't find the eggs up here, because I think she's filled this box and gone, bloody hell, there's no space up here. Oh, there's space down here and gone downstairs. Another full frame of capped brood. Jesus. So, in the next few weeks, I believe I'm going to have to put some supers on here, even though I've already got supers on. Now, they are producing a lot of queen... Oh dear, is that what I think it is? It is. They've created a queen cell. That is not what you want to see. So, bother. Okay. Is it one or is it multiple? Okay, so there's one queen cell. Where there's one, there's usually more. So what that means is I either have to find the queen or have to do some sort of split. So to find the queen in all of this is pretty hard. There is 1, 2, 3 brood boxes and 3 supers that I need to go through to find the queen, which will take forever. So a way of figuring this out is a queen excluder trick. So what you can do is you can put a queen excluder in between each box and wait for, say, 4 days or so. After 4 days, there will only be one box with eggs in it, and that box has the queen in. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do that trick now. But first, what I need to do is I need to go through every single frame and find every queen cell and knock it down. Oh, why is it always the last one that's a pickle? Right. So I'm going to move these frames across. I'll come back to you in a minute. I've already said before that once they've gone into swarm mode, which that one was a definite swarm cell, you can't stop them. There's nothing really you can do to stop them other than cause a split and make them think that they've swarmed. Of course, if I find the queen now, then I can just take her out. Chances of me finding her in all of this, though, is very slim. There's so many bees. But I am having a queen day, so we'll see. This whole frame's full of eggs. Yep, she's definitely moved down to fill this box with eggs. Still not seeing any queen cells, though. Might have just been the one. Let's see. I am looking for her now, though, because I've said it's a queen day, and if I see her, I can remove her. Put her in a little box. I'll create another colony with her. I don't actually have any nuke boxes on me, though. Has to be another full colony. She's prolific, I'll tell you that much. Can't see her, shake them off. Look for queen cells. Queen cell. Queen cell. It's going to take forever. Ugh. Thing is, the more bees you shake off, the harder it is for you to see them on the further frames. So the bees climb on the further frames. So look. Can't see a queen here. Can't see here. Check off. Queen cells. Nope. Nope. Lots of eggs. God, there's lots of eggs. They'll probably produce another queen because the bees are getting sick of having to look after so much bloody larvae. Hey Genevieve. Old Madge has filled up yet another frame full of eggs. Full frame of capped brood and eggs and larvae. This queen's unstoppable. There we go. So I don't think there's any more queen cells down here. Might have just been that one queen cell. I might be able to get away with it, you know. Sometimes if you just knock down the queen cell, then these continue. Especially if it's just one. You usually get away with it. Problem is, where there's one, there's usually more. Okay. Push you all in. Come on. So nobody's getting crushed. So, right. So I want to put a queen excluder. I'll get a bunch actually. Wait a second. So this is how you find a queen in a big colony like this. You go down, try and find any of the queen cells, which is what we've had issues with. Knock the queen cells down, and then put a queen excluder on top of each of the boxes. So now it's like that. Put the other one on. Oh, this one's heavy. So now I'm going to have to check this one for queen cells again. Which is annoying because I've already gone through it once, but I wasn't looking for queen cells. So check the queen. No queen there because it's honey. Chances of her being any queen cells is slim anyway. So there we are. Won't be any queen cells on that one because that's just honey. Solid brood. Let's have a look. So queen cup. Queen cup. This is honey. Brood. I've given up trying to find the queen, by the way. I'm just going to put a queen excluder on top, and then she'll be in whichever box has eggs at a later date. Right. Some queen cells. No. Queen cup. Queen cup. Queen cup. Look, always make sure that you look amongst the drone cells, because these drone cells are really good at hiding queen cells because they're always irregular. And queens like to hide in the irregular comb. Keep an eye out, some fresh bees being born there. No queen cells yet. I think that it was just a one-off. I don't think they meant to do it. I think the queen just got overzealous, as she seems to be. Another queen cup. And she got overzealous laying in the cells, and the bees were like, "Oh, we're swarming," and continued to feed that larvae rather than tearing the cell down. I think it's just, if I don't find any more cells, I think that's the case. Even so, I think I need to keep an eye on this queen anyway. Oh, the bees are falling over the edge. Try and stop them from doing that. Because if the queen's in there, then she'll fall over the edge as well. So, way to do it, just run your hand up, quick, and drop. Like that. Don't give them time to sting you. Just up. There you go. And then smoke. And drive them away from that edge. It's because I've been going through this side. They've naturally gone that way because its frames haven't been removed. So there you go. That's fine. I'll start shaking them down here now, so they go this way. You. Watch out, girls. Right, another frame full of brood. Capped brood at that. I think I can get away with this. I think I'm on camera saying something very stupid. Unfortunately, it's the way my brain operates. I think I can get away with just knocking the cells down. I'll find the queen, I'll move her into the bottom box where there doesn't seem to be much going on. I think that she'll chill out. Oh, after I've just said to you that you can't stop a swarm response. We'll see. This all goes crashing down, then it's my fault. Still trying to see the queen. Let's stop doing that. I need to shake them off. I'm trying to find the queen cells. So there was just one queen cell. There's queen cups here, but these are old and nasty and battered. The bees wouldn't use them, even if they wanted to. So, oh dear me. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Do I stick to the words that I just told you guys? Or do I do something stupid and prove why you should do as I say, and not as I do? Right, that's clear of queen cells, so close it up. Okay. Frame of honey in. Okay, another queen excluder. Let's blow these down. So another problem with doing this is that any drones that are in any of the boxes will not be able to fit through a queen excluder. So you may come to it and you may find a load of either dead drones or stuck drones or just a load of drones flying out at you when you open the box next time. I can't imagine after a few days, which is what I'm going to give it, the drone's dying. So I don't think that's going to be a case. But there will be a lot of drones trying to get out. So when I open this up, you may see an influx of bees flying out. Right, these are just dirty combs, so I can't imagine them having a queen cell. Always check though, never just guess. Queen cells can be anywhere. So they're just cleaning this one up. It's gross. Okay. This one, I think just grossness. Okay. So, that's that. Next queen excluder is going on. Bloop. Right. time to go through this one. No. Nothing. Nope. There's larvae in here. And eggs. So the queen could be in here, actually. We'll see. It's all drone brood, though. So, shake it just in case. There could be hiding a queen cell in the drone brood, as I said. There's some worker brood as well. So you're looking around the edges and the sides. Because that's where swarm cells hang out. So around the bottoms usually, but you can also get sides and you can get at the top as well. In essence, they go everywhere. If it's along the edge, usually it's a swarm cell. If it's in the centre, it's usually supersedure cell, which is when they've had enough of the queen and they're trying to replace her with another queen. Swarm cells, you usually get lots of swarm cells, so at least like 4 or 5. When it comes to supersedure cells, the bees only tend to do like 2 or 3. They don't do a lot. So that's another inkling on whether you need to replace your queen, because the bees can always send stuff that you can't. They know how well mated a queen is and how much sperm she still has to produce fertilized eggs. Let's go brown again. I like the brown ones. Come on, watch out. Wiggle them out the way. And the final box, and then I'm done. Oh, this one's got much more bees in it. Oh, many more bees. I think this is mostly just a honey box, so I can't imagine this having lots of queen cells. But alas, you've got to check. Okay. Honey. Honey. It's got a bit of brood on. That's the honey. Mostly honey, but there's no queen cells, so it's fine. Probably being a short ass is that it's very easy for the for the supers to get bigger than your head, well, higher than your head. So it means that sometimes I have to come with a step ladder. I feel like a right idiot. Aha! Another queen cell. This one is capped though. I saw eggs down there, so I'm not in any fear of getting rid of that. That is interesting. So they've only found 2 cells in the whole hive. Oh, I wonder if there's like a troublemaker bee or something. Let's scan into honey frames again. Oh. I just want to point out that I've been meddling with this hive for quite a while now. Going through every frame and shaking them out and everything like that. And they haven't stung me once. They haven't even tried to sting me. So, it's pretty impressive. Quite like this queen. It may have just been decided for me that I need to breed from this queen. Which, you know, is not the end of the world. She's a good queen, which she is. She's laid up all this. And it's worth it. So, right, put this on. And we're done. I'm going to come back in a couple of days and check, see which box has queen in it. Right, hope you have a very good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.